Hello, everyone, and welcome. My name is Mick Lawlor, and today we'll be talking about a feature within the Windows 8 program that you may or may not be familiar with called Windows to Go. So, without further ado, let's get started. Here's a brief overview about what I'll be talking about today, some of its features, a couple of the pros and cons, maybe where I see it headed in the future as far as business versus consumer, and then we're going to throw in a couple of fun applications that I think everybody may or may not want to have on their laptops or desktop systems, but gotta throw them in there. So let's go from there. So what is Windows to Go? The Windows 8 definition is basically it's a feature within Windows 8 where it takes a disk image of your Windows 8 program and it puts it on an external hard drive, which is amazing. You can start a Windows to Go workspace. In my opinion, if you think of workspace as like a virtual machine, it's the same thing. You can start a Windows to Go workspace on most computers that meet the Windows 7 or Windows 8 certification requirements, regardless of the operating system currently running on them. So that's basically what we're talking about. Windows has created a virtual machine that you can take around in your pocket and use virtually anywhere, which is really neat and exciting. Some of its features, it's a thumbstick, so it's portable. Windows has teamed up with BitLocker to secure anything on those thumb drives, so it already has BitLocker with it, or you can use any third-party application you wish to use to secure your device. It's cost-effective. The thumb drives range anywhere from $80 all the way up to $350 when you get to the bigger thumb drives. But depending on what you need it for and what you want to use it for, it is pretty much cost effective rather than going out and buying a whole new laptop. The risk of data loss is little, but there is still a risk. There's a user error there if you choose not to secure your device with BitLocker or some sort of encryption program. Anybody can just get into your stuff once they have the thumb drive. So that is kind of a default there, a fault, but it comes at the user's price. Some pros and cons. The pros, obviously, it's portable. It can be secure. Admin friendly. Any admin can program their workspace to do anything they want it to do and set certain limitations to what they want the end user to use it for. So if you were an admin person and you were giving somebody a workspace to use, you can set certain parameters and they wouldn't be able to access certain things. Or if it's just for yourself, you can leave everything open. You have admin rights to the Windows 8 program that you use, just as if you were using your one at home. Some of the cons, obviously the initial cost. As a consumer, coming out $350 for a thumb drive, the only con factor there is if you were to lose one or break one and you have to go shell out another $350 and you might as well have bought a laptop at that point. That's really the only con I see there. Big hands lose things. That's a little cute thing, The bigger your hands, the smaller the device. Obviously, you're going to lose it. Again, going back to the cost. Theft. It's very, very simple and very easy for somebody to just snatch a thumb drive out of your laptop or computer when you're not looking. But then again, it comes back to the secure. Did you encrypt the data on it? Did you use some sort of program? BitLocker comes with it, a very popular application, and it already comes with it. So you really, Windows is helping you in that avenue as far as the theft goes. So not actually that many cons when you think about it. Where do I see Windows to go in the future? Well, it's probably already picking up speed. Since Windows 8 is still fairly new, it's probably picking up speed in the business world just because everybody knows about virtual machines and how popular they are and how easy it is. This is the same concept, just put in a thumb drive. And you can take it anywhere you want. So how could you use it for such things like training? You can hand everybody out their own personal workspace, put them in front of a computer. All the applications that run on your computer or business computer world at home is gonna work the same on your thumb drive. In the consumer world, the same thing goes. Students can use it for training environments or learning lessons. when certain applications that require money to have and download, or you can just sit there and copy them all onto your thumb drives and pass them out, and everybody has one already. It's very neat. It's the same concept as virtual machines. I think it's great. I think it's going to play a big part in business world futures as far as being very versatile. People aren't going to be lugging around work laptops anymore and being afraid of breaking their $3,000 IBM laptop with all their pertinent information on it, or having hard drives stolen, things like that. Securing their information on a thumb drive and being able to take it anywhere with you, or being able to conceal it better in your pocket, is going to go a long way in the future. I did say in the beginning that we were going to talk about a couple applications I thought you may or may not want to have on your systems. Avast Antivirus is one of them. It's free. As far as I know, Avast came on board and became very popular when they were selling their antivirus programs to big businesses. They did very well, so what they decided to do was offer their home programs for free. I guess it pays to have a lot of money. These are some of the features that it comes with. Cloud scanning, real-time anti-rootkit protection. You got boot time scanners. Now, I only say this in offering the Avast because if you don't have an antivirus program at all and you're just not secure, this is a good first step. At least you'll have something. And this is a pretty strong antivirus program, in my opinion. With the deep screening, you got a hardened mode. It's constantly scanning every time you're on, no matter what. You got the do not track features. The newer Avast has come a long way, of course. Every time they improve their antivirus programs, they're improving the free version as well. Let's talk about the next application. Flappy Bird. If you haven't heard about Flappy Bird, I don't know why it fascinates me so much, but I think it would fascinate you too as well. And maybe only for 5-10 minutes, or maybe for a good portion of your life, depending on how addictive your personality is. This game came on board. If you don't know, it's an application that you can download on your phone or your laptop or whatever. It was released in May of 2013, and its only sudden popularity boom was in January of this year, 2014. So nobody really caught on to it till about January of this year. It's very simple to play. You just tap the bird, it goes up and down, and you try to get it through the pipes. The most downloaded free game in the iOS store in January of 2014. During this period, the developer claimed that Flappy Bird was earning about $50,000 a day in app advertisements. I think that's pretty good. I mean, when you consider you're making $50,000 a day, that's some pretty good money. I mean, 6 figures in 2 days. I'm not going to throw it away. Unfortunately, Flappy Bird's demise came at the developer's hands. He just became so overwhelmed with guilt because of its addictive nature that he decided to take it off the market. This happened in February, just a month later, February 10th of 2014. He told everybody on his Twitter account that, hey, in 22 hours I'm going to take down this site because I'm tired of getting death threats, and the game itself is ruining my life as well as other people's, and that's not what it was intended for. So 22 hours later, he takes the game down, and people, they go nuts. It's crazy. If you weren't a part of this crazy rush like Americans were, and Beanie Babies were popular at one point, and then lucky you. I wasn't. I'm just fascinated by the story. I thought you might be too. So after he took it down, cell phones with the original applications on them were showing up on eBay. Some of them were bidding as high as $1,500 just to get the cell phones with the Flappy Bird app on them. And some, for $90,000. But obviously, eBay found a loophole in there, took them off the market because they ruled that the smartphones must be restored to factory settings before they're being sold. So nobody bought these $1,500 iPhones, and lucky them, and unlucky for the guys who were selling them. Why does that interest me so much? I have no idea. But hey, since the takedown of Flappy Bird, obviously other developers have have come and made third-party Flappy Bird games. Flappy Bird still exists. It may not have the same exact graphics, the same exact sounds, and the pictures as the original, but it exists today. And there's even two-player versions. There's all kinds of different versions now that other people have developed to try to keep Flappy Bird going. And you can still download it today. I did as well. I downloaded it to just see what it was like, and it's addictive for about, to me, 5 seconds because it's pretty frustrating. But yeah, I don't think it's going to ruin my life, but it's worth a shot. If you got some free time, download it. So in conclusion, today I went over some of the features of Windows To Go. A very cool feature that Windows 8 is putting out. It's basically a virtual machine and a thumb drive. Went over some of the pros and cons as far as cost and theft and being able to encrypt the data and things like that. Where I thought it would be going in the future, whether it's business versus consumer. I don't see consumers using it a lot as far as, just the everyday user such as myself. But I see businesses, maybe students, things like that, in a training environment or education environment, definitely the business environment, it catching on there because it's the same as a virtual machine as far as safety and not ruining machines or ruining intranets or things like that. So it's very secure in that sense. And we went over a couple of applications. Advanced Virus, which is free antivirus programs, and Flappy Bird. If you choose to go nuts and pull your hair out trying to get that bird through those pipes, be my guest. Hey, this is Mick Lawlor. Hope you enjoyed this presentation. Hope you learned something. And have a good one. Thank you.